Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of VR and All That Jazz. I think we're season two, episode three, unless I labeled this wrong. And we're your host, Jasmine.
And Jasmine.
And we're live every third Wednesday of the month, kind of. It's the fourth Wednesday this time, but it's not my fault. You can actually blame Adam.
It was
Adam
me this
had
time.
a lovely week last week, which she'll tell us about in a bit. Yeah, but if you want to join us and chat with us live, we're on YouTube. You can chat in our YouTube chat. We're also streaming to link. I think we're still streaming to LinkedIn and Facebook.
We also, if you missed the live show, that's totally fine. You can probably also find us on your favorite.
Eventually,
I said probably. That's why I said probably. The audio versions will be at
There
some point
eventually.
uploaded to
When
Spotify,
it's
Apple Podcast, Amazon, Google. You'll have a nice archive. So we're nice 1
for
hour
your road trip.
bite-sized chunks. Yeah, and you can go reminisce about old VR news and tell us how wrong we were several months ago.
I know all our predictions completely off. I know it's on my to-do list. I'm supposed to do it, but anyway, right
It's all
before
right.
we went live, I was like, we're just trying to survive and do our part in the VR industry. So,
Yeah, like we've gotten advice that obviously if we streamed more often, we'd be more
obviously,
up to date on topics and we could keep on top of it. But we're both busy, really busy women all the
yeah,
time. But we do feel
we're
guilty about it. So, like, what was
we're
it? We're
here.
not trying to grow. We're just trying to exist.
Yeah, we're just trying to exist and participate. We would like our participation trophy. Thank you. Um, but anyway, Adam, okay, what have you been up to? It's been 5 weeks, I think, since
Since you
we
looked
last.
at me. Sorry. Because the song, it's been 10 weeks since you looked at me. Oh, we're going to get a copyright strike now. The reason we had to push the podcast back a week again, yes, was because of me. I, once a
Thank you for your
year,
accountability.
yeah, I try. I'm like, okay, at least we can do it still. It's not, I'm around. But once a year, Live will do a really nice offsite because Live is, the company that I work for. I guess I should explain just in case, mixed reality capture company, etc.
Mhm.
We're all remote, so we don't have like a office somewhere together where you can be like, "Hey, Frank, like, give me the stat reports." I don't know what that why
Mhm.
that seems like an officey thing
Mm,
to say.
great.
I don't know. We don't have a Frank at the company, but so anyway, once a year the company will come together in an offsite, usually somewhere in Europe because most of them are in Europe, so it's a little cheaper. And this year it was in Spain, specifically the Costa Brava area, which was really nice. And actually, I've got, while I talk through this, I've got some meta smart glass footage because, of course, whenever I go on any trip, I've got to take this with me.
I'm so
And
glad I convinced you.
yeah, I'm glad that you did too, because these are just they're so cool.
So
I
good.
love them on trips with
So
me.
good.
Yeah, and I will say take them over water and in through water at your own risk because they're not. I don't think they're water resistant like at all.
Not at all, not even a little bit. Wow, you were so brave. Wow, this
I
is great. I was saying, okay, right before we like went live, I was saying to Adam, I was like, why do you look amazing? Like skin's glowing, hair is extra red.
tan.
Yeah, like you're like all like rejuvenated. This
Yeah,
is
that's
why. Wow, this is like I want to go on this work trip. This is the kind of work trip that I would like to go on.
no. They Tinks. She does a really good job of organizing our events every year, and it's so fun. And to be able to finally bring the glasses to one of these was
This is
great. And you know what?
insane. I
I
feel like I'm
wasn't.
there with you. I feel like I am you.
And we got commercial. I wasn't too worried about. I mean, okay, so you're not supposed to bring them over water, for sure. And I think
Mhm.
even rain might be a little risky. So I had a hat on, and that maybe helped. But at the same time, I knew that. Well, maybe I'll talk about it after. So there's some new Meta Ray Bans stuff coming out. So I was like, well, just if I gotta replace it or upgrade it, won't be that big of a deal, I guess. But
The news, yeah. What have I been up to? Well, actually, what else have you been up to in the past month?
That's been probably my biggest highlight. Otherwise, just trying to
Trying to,
exist.
trying to exist, trying to survive, doing the things.
Yeah.
Oh
What about
man.
you?
Well, um, gosh, I can't say.
Yeah, I was like, what?
There's so many NDA things I can't talk about. It's like it's really hard, but I definitely work in the VR industry now, like for reals. And like obvious, well, maybe it's not obvious. To me it's obvious because this is what I do every day, but I've been, with Flat to VR Studios, we've been developing a VR game. I mean, well, there's a couple, but we're working on VR games, porting flat games to VR, and that is my whole life. I am so consumed in VR game development at the moment. Obviously, I'm not a developer, but I'm producing the titles, and it's been interesting.
I don't know
It
how you do both. Like that's just
do both what?
PR. Like
Oh,
PR is one thing, and then also then managing a studio with developers who are saying
oh
some really
well.
heavy, complicated stuff.
Well, we have hired the most, actually, Adam, I don't know if you know this, but we had, do you remember Natasha when we had her on the on the podcast a
Yeah,
couple months back? Yeah, she was the VP of operations for Fun Labs. Well, she is now the VP of operations for
that is
Impact
so
Reality.
funny. Yeah, I remember. I
Hmm.
think it was at an after party somewhere, and she's like, "Oh, I worked with Impact now," and I'm like, "What? Did we? I mean, I don't work with you guys, but I feel like we kind of stole her for you. I don't know, or it's like a precursor. Like,
Oh,
who
right. Yeah,
knew?
that was such a good conversation. But yeah, so just having the right people really has helped with like doing these things. But yeah, it's been very interesting like developing games. It especially for VR. There's a lot of appreciation. I think that's the word that I have now for VR games, which is interesting because when it comes to like games in the VR space as well, like I've been trying out different ones and I can tell that my threshold for VR games has been like raised. I have very like I'm not willing to put up a jank anymore. But at the
You
same
could have
time,
fixed this.
but at the same time, I'm like on the development side and it's hard. So I'm like, wow, okay, well, anyway, it's just an interesting spot to be both very critical, but also be the one that can be criticized.
Yeah, like I guess you can have that empathy, but at the same
Mhm.
time know that like this could have been avoided. I
Yeah.
like if our team can do it, you could have done it, or or one person or however many. But that's
Yeah.
insane.
But yesterday, I also did something interesting. I can't really talk about it again, but if you just stick around for another little bit, like another couple of weeks or so, I'll be able to talk about it more.
I
Um,
think I'm gonna. Is it this related?
yes, it's this
Yeah.
related.
Ah, I'm so jealous. I've been seeing people taking very similar related photos.
So I went to LA yesterday. This is why I'm so tired, by the way. I like drove round trip from San Diego. I drove me and Eric in the back with the PSVR 2 and Wes from PSVR Without Parole, Virtual Strangers. I drove all of us to LA to Skydance's office. Obviously, they have that game Behemoth coming out at some point. I don't know when, but that's it.
Do you though? Do you not know when?
That is all I can say is I went to Skydance's office for Behemoth.
Can you talk about their office? Like, was it big? Was it cool? Did they have a
Oh, the
Starbucks in
office. Yeah, sure. I could talk about the office. Oh, yeah. Did you know that Skydance is like, I mean, obviously, but also not obviously, like Skydance is Skydance,
like
like
comics?
the movie
Oh, yeah, yeah.
company. They made like I think like Top Gun and a bunch of other like really big movies. Like they're huge, like multi-million dollar company. And Skydance Interactive, which did The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and um, that is just like the VR department of Skydance, the film company.
So they're on the same campus then, I'm assuming, right?
They're in
Like,
the same office. Apparently, like the VR people, like the VR corner is like in the corner. There's like
oh.
all of the movie production, and then in the far corner is like where the VR hub lives. And it was just wild. I went there and I was like, "Whoa, this like V." Because like, me coming in there, I think it's like a VR company only. I'm like, "Wow, they are doing really well for themselves to have this kind of an office." I was like, "Oh, interesting. All these movie posters are here. Why are these movie posters here?" It was just like it was very nice. And then obviously it was like, are you dumb. And then I found out that that's the same company. So yes, that was really interesting, and it makes so much sense now why like there's so much in Walking Dead, why there's so much like I don't know, like
Cinematic kinda.
cinematics and like
Yeah, yeah.
focus on like the story and the lore and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, it's a movie company in LA. Well, no wonder. So that's all I have to say.
It's not surprising they've got a little corner though. I feel like VR's always got a
Oh
little
well,
corner somewhere.
apparently though they're making the VR department their own office, like their own dedicated VR building, and
Ooh.
yeah, and it's supposed to be done by like I don't know sometime next year or something. But that's exciting. That means that they're really doing this VR thing, and they're gonna have a
Really?
VR office for their VR people. So that's all good news. I think it's really cool to like we have all these like studios in the industry. And I don't know if you knew this, but Resolution Games came from, I believe it was Candy Crush. One of the like I
What?
think Paul.
Really? From Candy?
He
Oh, fun
Yeah,
fact.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like I had a conversation about this with him at like some event one time. But his background's in like mobile games, and he's like helped build like some of the biggest mobile games in the space, and then like transferred all of that knowledge into making VR games, like mobile VR games. So it's interesting because everyone has like all these different backgrounds. But it's cool to have one that is based on movies and like the film industry. Although like yeah, that's all I have. Thank you. Thank you
You
for
look
your
like you were about
questions.
to say something else that you
I
couldn't
have
say.
nothing to say.
Ah.
It's Arlen in the comments. I keep seeing things about Behemoth, but nothing about it. Interesting.
The
There's
same.
absolutely Arlen. There's
We're,
nothing. There's nothing to say. What?
we're
What?
seeing the
What?
same banner and logo. I want to see something.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
sure you
same
do.
graphic. Well, and
Well,
the
how are
was
you
that?
feeling about that? Did you ever see the trailer? What do you think about it?
Yeah, but it's just like it was a short cinematic. What was it, like 5-10 second, just
No, there's a
Skyrim-y
new
kind of
one.
looking. Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a longer one. I mean, it's obviously all cinematic, all like CGI and stuff, but I didn't know about it either until after I went to the studio.
I only see one from a year ago.
Let me see.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the official trailer.
the one where
It's a
he's
minute and
in the
47
fire.
seconds. That's long. That's
No, but
not.
I'm talking about like a new. We haven't seen anything new. Like it's been a
Oh,
year. I want more
oh
of
yeah.
something,
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, I want stuff. I want stuff. Sorry, I got so focused on looking through YouTube. I was like, I'm gonna find it if there's been a recent, because it would make sense. Like, you all got to go to the studios and they drop like a gameplay trailer or something. So I was like, it's very possible I could have missed it if it just came out.
No, no, not yet.
All
Not
right,
yet.
fine, whatever. Keep
But
your
that was
secrets.
really. I can't say anything else.
Okay. Well, was that all for your highlight, or do you have anything else interesting that you?
Oh my! Look at my new office.
Ew.
My new
Is that
office.
what's that? What are those in like pockets back there? It almost looks like Atari
No, those are
games.
the Impact Reality cards that we signed at CES. Yeah, I
Oh,
have them there. They're gonna go
oh.
on my wall. But I framed them and they're all like, yeah, and I just need a couple more signatures. I would go up and grab it, but I'm not wearing socks.
Wow, so offensive. I guess you got to pay for that kind of a live
Look,
stream.
this isn't good for, not for free.
I thought you were going to say no pants, and that would have been understandable, but not.
I'm not
Any,
wearing socks. And
what a
now when I
baby.
walk in my office to go get stuff back there, you can see my feet.
Okay, fine, fine. We won't have make you get up and show your ankles.
Yeah.
But that's super cool. I like. Yeah, that was such a great idea. But look at you. It's all keep everything clean while you can, right?
Oh yeah, in my office. Yeah. I just switched my two rooms, but
Wise. But yes. Can I
yeah.
go back to the meta glasses? Because there's some
Yes,
exciting
yeah.
stuff about that. So the reason why I wasn't going to be too upset if my glasses kind of got messed up and waterboarded or what have you is two reasons. They actually have a new frame out. It's hard to tell if this is the one or not in the picture.
Mhm.
The new one is called Skylar. They're kind of.
Is there
I brought
any
up the
more
store.
photos?
This is the
Oh, there. It's on the
Skylar. So
left.
they're
It's on the left. No, right
this one.
there. Yeah, that's Skylar.
These are both Skylar.
Yeah.
But this is just edit in black. They have
Yeah.
in the whites and the blacks. But
Yeah.
Skylar is more of the like that cat eye look that I kind of like. So I was like, oh, I don't know if they come in transitions. I didn't look too hard yet because again, I don't want to buy another pair unless something happens to
Mhm.
mine. But
Wait a minute. The Skylar in black is less pointy on the edges. See, it's more rounded, and then it gets pointier on the pink one.
it's got the like that nice cat eye look. But then also besides that, there's also going to be a low bridge option for the headliner frames, which the headliner ones are also kind of a little bit more roundy on the bottom because I think you and I both have the Wayfarer, the one up
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
which I wish I could show both at the same time, but the screen's very annoying. But I guess the low bridge option is to help prevent against sliding. And you know what? I wonder if that would help me because sometimes, like, I wear mine for hours sometimes, especially on a trip. And
Hours?
then when I take them off, I'll get like red, the red glasses marks. And like, it's not painful when I'm wearing it, but it's once I take it off that I realize,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it was kind of, it was kind of on there pretty good. So
Yeah. With VR, you get the VR face, and I guess with Ray-Ban Metas, you get the nose.
exactly.
Yes.
So different options are coming up, as well as there's unfortunately more. Well, fortunately for U.S. and Canada, those of us in North America, more updates to the Meta AI. So you can start to ask questions about what you're seeing for more information. I know a couple updates ago, I tried to take a picture of a landmark or something and try to have it guess where I was and it couldn't do that, but I think it should be able to do it now. Again, I couldn't test in Spain because not North America, but
Is it all of North America? Because I'm pretty sure there's people in Canada that don't have access.
it just says US and Canada. So I don't know, it wasn't specific about what particular states or territories, but hopefully soon.
You know what I use my Ray-Ban Metas for? Because I have become a crazy plant lady, and so when I walk around my house, I have all these different plants, but I can never remember how I'm supposed to take care of them. So I walk around and ask my Ray-Ban Metas, like, "Hey, tell me how to take care of this plant." Like literally to every single plant. I mean, at some point,
What's wrong with my plants?
Yes, at some point I'll remember. But I do try to keep getting more and more. Maybe one day I'll take. I mean, look at these. Aren't they so cute? Those two.
All mine, you can't see them in the back, but they're all fake because I can't keep anything alive. So I
And
wish
then
you the
this
best of luck.
This one here is a succulent. I have a lot of plants and I've been keeping them alive for a long time,
Hey.
actually. So it's not
That's
luck, it's a
awesome.
green thumb and Ray-Ban Meta AI.
Yeah, so if you have the Ray-Ban glasses, expect more updates to come. And then I think the last feature was they added video calling to WhatsApp and Messenger. So now you can be hands-free,
Oh my god.
share your
Have
view
you
on the
used it?
calls. No, I don't actually call with it that much because I'm not really
What?
a phone call person. I'm more of a text me, and this could have been a text person.
I am always on the phone.
Like I mostly just use these for the recording photo and then the AI stuff.
That's so interesting. I use mine probably the most for either listening to audiobooks when I'm going on walks or for like phone calls. And I've used the video calling feature quite a lot actually, ever since it came
Yeah?
out. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I don't use like WhatsApp or like Facebook Messenger to talk to people normally, but I have been using it so I can video call people. So, I
cool.
mean, it's working, right? And I mean, I think that's the same with like the Apple Vision Pro. Like a lot of people weren't using like FaceTime that much. But now we're like me and whoever else has Apple Vision Pros are like FaceTiming all the time just so that we can, I mean, not all the time, obviously, but we're FaceTiming more than we ever have before, especially with each other, which was zero before, just so we can use all the cool Apple Vision Pro features.
So jealous. So you guys are still using, I've been curious. I kind of wanted to save this for the end, but since we're mentioning Apple Vision Pro, now that it's been a couple months now, so are you still using your Apple Vision Pro regularly?
Yes. I use it like, I keep getting these scam calls lately. I don't know what's going on. Someone like spray painted my phone number on a bathroom wall or something, but I am getting a lot of scam calls lately. Anyway, yeah, we've been using it. I mean, I've been using it like I use it probably a couple times a week. So I mean, it's pretty frequent. I know some people like Eric Masher from Q2C. He uses them every morning. So he's in the East Coast, and most of us work on the West Coast time zone. So when he wakes up early in the morning, he'll like drink his coffee while in his Apple Vision Pro and like to do like catch up on emails and stuff from his like porch in the morning.
Oh,
So that's
so
what he
cool.
does. Yeah. And I know too, because like he just was here visiting, right? Because I drove us all to LA. I know when he was on the plane, he used the Apple Vision Pro the entire flight. And he was like, this is amazing. I feel like I never got to like miss a beat with like working. And yeah, so I know he's been using his quite a bit. For me, I am the opposite. I don't use it like during the day. I need to try more to use it like for
For
work
work.
purposes. Um, but I've mostly been using it in the evenings. So like watching TV shows, because again, I don't have a TV in my room. And it's quite easy. You just like lay down, you just like put the Apple Vision Pro, and then you can just watch as much stuff. Although I will say, the K drama that I was obsessed with for a bit, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, is a bit scary. And so
Scary.
watching, it's a little scary. Yeah, it's like a thriller, murder mystery, a little bit. I know
Oh,
K
okay.
dramas come in all flavors. Anyway, so when I was watching that in my room, parts of it were like kind of scary, and then now it's all blown up in my face, and I'm like, oh my god. And then like usually when you watch scary stuff, you can hide behind a pillow or something, but you can't. You're like just it's just in your face. There's no way to hide. Yeah. So
That's funny.
I know it's like weird random things that you experience that you can't think. And then the other thing I've been doing with it is I've like started journaling. I'm trying to journal because I feel like it's good
Me
for my mental
too.
health. You
Yeah.
have? Oh wow, look at us. We're so in tune
Trying.
with our emotions. And I've been using Apple Vision Pro to journal. Not because like I mean I can journal on paper and stuff, sure, but like honestly I don't think I know how to write anymore. I'll probably get like if I had to like I don't write physically that long, right? If I had to like write with my hands, I think I'd probably get carpal tunnel way
Yeah,
before.
I've tried that, and my hand gets cramped, and I'm like,
Cramp.
this is very sad.
This
We're so used to typing, or I guess on the Apple Vision Pro,
is
you
very
like.
sad. I have like my hand muscles. I cannot write anymore. Yeah, it hurt anyway. So I've been using my Apple Vision Pro, and I connect like my keyboard to it. But the reason I like it is because like you can really create like an ambiance. Like I like compare it to how people like candles or try to like set and like a nice environment, like, or if you're gaming you want to have
Okay.
like all your RGB lights and whatever.
Yeah.
um in Apple Vision Pro, when I journal, I can like have like my lo-fi playing on one side, and then I'll have like I don't know, like random little trinkets floating around me. Like I really try to create like a good environment, and then I'll have and I use like a journaling app too. I mean, I just found it, and it like tells you like, oh, this is how many words you wrote, and here's your streaks, and blah blah blah, and
Oh,
like how were you
cool.
feeling today, and then they're like, oh, your mood improved this much from like the last time you wrote, and they give you
What's
like sometimes
the
they have
app
like little
called?
quotes. I don't remember what it's called. I have to look it up.
Let us know.
Um,
Let us know later. I'm curious
yeah,
now.
but and then it also has like little quotes for inspiration. So like Eric's like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and like use my Apple Vision Pro and try to be all productive on it, and I'm like, no, I am using this for like me time and to like
Yeah.
unwind and relax and yeah.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
complete opposite use cases, but I can understand both. I think I'm more like you in that I would want to use it to escape and relax versus like just be in it all day.
And I
you
think
know?
the weird thing is, so you'd be like, oh, well, why can't you just use your Quest 3? Of course you can just use your Quest 3. But if you remember, the thing about Apple is everything that they like the Apple's like magic sauce, I guess, is like making things feel like really magical. Like oh, that makes me feel so good. It's never like it's very like I don't know how to explain it, but even
Less
just
friction.
that, but also the way they present it, like it just looks pretty. And then if you have like, for example, there's this little globe. It's like an app that shows you the weather outside your house
Oh
or like
wow.
in your neighborhood. But it's a little snow globe. This app, and like there's a little creature in it that you can kind of pet and stuff in the snow globe. And
Oh,
then it'll just show you like in the globe, it shows you whatever is happening outside. So usually because it's nighttime, it'll just show me like nighttime with like stars and stuff. And I just like there's absolutely no reason for me to know what the weather is outside while I'm journaling. There's zero reason, but it's just so cute. So I just have that like floating in space next to me here. And then sometimes I'll like pet him while I'm like typing and journaling away.
That's
So
cute. I
it's
would too. That's adorable.
yeah, and there's even this one thing too. It's like a water tracker app. I've just been trying random apps. This water tracker app, it like you can have like a 3D render of you, or like not you, but like a 3D render of a body. And then every time you like add water, like you're like, oh, I just drank another 8 ounces of water. Obviously mine would be tracked in 40 ounces because Stanley. But like when you press like how much you've added, it like shows your like water like swooshing around and just going
Weird.
like increasing in this like 3D model of a person. And
That's
then you
really
just have
cool.
it there, and then it'll like if you're like, do you want us to remind you to drink water every blah blah blah? And if I was using Apple Vision Pro for working, it would be really good because then it would just like remind me. And then the last thing I have on there that I usually have is like this widgets app. And then the widgets app, I have like a retro clock on there and a retro calendar. Like you can put whatever you want. It's just widgets that you put on, and so like this like little block space.
Mhm.
And then I have like a photo of me and my husband in there, and then it's just like it just like makes your space feel like your space, and so that's how I set it up.
Personalized.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah.
like set it up, and I'm like, okay, and now I'm gonna journal and like read all these inspirational quotes and unwind for the night.
That's so cool. Yeah, you have to have everything kind of set up nice and right and be in the right mindset. And it can't do
Yeah,
that in a chaotic
it's funny
environment.
because I posted a photo of like my office and my on Instagram, and someone was like, "Oh, look at your dusty Apple Vision Pro," and I was like, "Actually, this Apple Vision Pro is never here. It is always in my room. It's just here for looks when I need to have this in my background."
Oh, well, secret's out. Shame. But okay, good to know that you're still using it. And it's fun to hear about the different use cases. Because yeah, like I said, I think I'd be more like you. But
It's
but
interesting because like people are quite quiet about it, like people that use it, and it's because it's not a loud type of tech to use. Like I feel like if you're using like the Quest 3, it is loud because a lot of it's like, wow, look at this app and that thing, and oh my gosh, sparkles and sunshine. But the Apple Vision Pro is more just like, oh, I just use it. I don't know. It's just
like a more daily driver versus
yeah,
a
very
one
like
like
relaxed. Yeah,
super cool.
yeah. So it's a little different.
I did.
Riff XR for karaoke night. That sounds so fun.
I know. Oh, we did karaoke in Spain with my coworkers, and that
You
was
did? That
yeah.
sounds fun.
I actually went up on stage by myself. Now we're going on a tangent. So look what Ark's done. When it was a separate thing, but yeah, that was super fun. I always wonder, maybe one day we'll get a good VR karaoke, because I think the problem is just the audio
Timing.
sync. Yeah, yeah. So maybe one day somebody can. I feel like someone could be able to figure that out. But anyway,
Mhm.
speaking of in real life things that we're doing, we, all of us, the two of us here, and plus other Impact Reality folks are going to be doing a panel at AWE, which will be in Long Beach this year. And this one's going to be on essential tips for marketing your VR game. So we're pretty much going to cover everything from influencer strategies, trailers, press releases, marketing, or as much as we can in like an hour, which might not be enough time, but we'll do the best we
There
can.
is so much that you're gonna have to do. Okay, I'm just gonna give you some advice, Adam. When you're moderating this panel, you
Shut up.
gotta,
I'm just kidding.
like these are the people that talk the most.
I
Eric
know.
and Elliot.
Oh God. Okay. I am. Yeah.
You're gonna have to like cut them off.
I think mentally in my head, I'll have to give everyone like a countdown. Like, okay, you're limited, so make sure that we chop it up. But this is going to be a super fun panel. Like, I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be
How
a
come
great.
you've got a white background? That's not fair.
I don't know. Wait, it's a red question. These are your company photos. I'm the green one, so I stand out.
HR.
But yeah, this one, if you're going to be at AWE, this is going to be a Wednesday panel. So far, as far as we know, I think Sonia said it might change, but I don't think so at this point. But we can keep you updated. Do you remember if these are available online after AWE for people to view? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this is my first time ever doing like any speaking thingy at an XR event, so this will be fun.
Yeah. So make sure you check us out or just be like, yeah, you're doing the things. We're getting there.
Hmm.
We're doing stuff. Why does it always go to that screen?
Yeah, I did. Speaking of impact stuff, I did want to just bring up that if you are if you're anybody that plays VR, but specifically if you are a lady that plays VR, we have our Impact Labs playtesting program. It's that's exactly what it is. You playtest VR games that have like not yet come out for the most part. Some of them may already be out and just be needing feedback, but a lot of them are games that are not out yet. And we need more voices from female audiences. So if you play VR and you're anybody, but especially if you're a lady and you would like to provide feedback on how to make really like on devs on how to like really make their games good. Oh shoot, I should add I will comment on this video the application link for you to apply to this
Oh,
program.
that's right. Yeah. So it's not that you're. I'm guessing then you're just kind of short on the ladies when it comes to demographic testing, but I guess that's kind of true for a lot of games, unless you're doing like a cozy farm game, which sounds
We
kind of
have a
stereotypical.
lot of
But
cozy games that come through our playtesting program, and not enough people that are interested in that genre.
you need a wide variety of demographics.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
well that's good to know. We'll make sure then to get the link to apply either in the comments or the description or both. But you heard it here first. Need more ladies, more options. Okay. Next up, I pretty much just had a flurry of meta news. I know some of it's kind of
There's been so much.
ish now, but it's
Yeah.
been a month. But the first one, let me make sure I bring this up here. Ba-da-da. I don't know if you've heard, but Meta's basically opening up their operating system, which is now called Meta Horizon OS, to third-party hardware makers. Although I say that, and it's not like it's just like, here, random people, go make what you will with it. They still are going to be sort of vetting. It's not just going to be open to anyone. You have to get approval somehow through them.
Okay.
So it's interesting because it kind of makes it more, kind of a little bit more Android-like versus Apple, where you have more of the closed walled garden. So I wonder if that was part of a reason for why they decided to do this, or if this was part of their plan all along. I don't know. But in the same breath, interesting, we already have a couple of
can't just
players.
run past that.
No, this is
Yeah.
tied into it.
Okay,
This
go
is
ahead.
we already have two companies that are planning on making their own headsets now that
Oh,
this is
cool.
available to them. Asus, Republic of Gamers, and Lenovo, and also Xbox. Interestingly enough, so
Is
I
that
don't know.
real? Is Xbox really? Show me.
I mean, we don't have any pictures of anything, but
It says, wait, who was making these claims? Is it really like because that would be
this blog
wild.
post. Wait, is this the same one that I just had? I think it is. But yeah, I think when they announced it, yeah. Okay, we have Asus, Lenovo, and Xbox official blog post. There you go. There's your proofs.
Wait. Hang on. To MetaQuest, letting people play Xbox games. No, they teamed up. Okay, and then scroll down more. Wait. Xbox and Meta teamed up last year to bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to MetaQuest. Yeah. Okay. Now we're working together again to create a limited edition MetaQuest inspired by Xbox. Oh, so it's like a version of the Quest headset, like a Xbox edition.
Yeah, but I think now, like with some of these other ones, they're really good at hardware. So I think we're gonna see a lot of interesting, like different hardware with the Quest operating system on it, which I don't know how that'll work if like all of the like what if we have different controllers, like is it going to be you have to use the standard Quest button layout controllers, otherwise I don't
It's
know
gonna be
how.
more or less the same, right? Yeah. Like how different can it be if you're still using the same exact controllers?
Yeah, and I was thinking of just game developers, right? You already have things like Rift. I don't know if anyone's doing for Rift, bad idea, but like Steam, Pico, Quest. Like there's just so many Pimax, such a variety of headsets that they have to account for. Or they don't have to, but you're always going to get that one person coming in Discord that's like, I've got a Windows mixed reality headset, and how come it doesn't work with my headset? But so I don't know how it's going to.
Can you scroll up a little? What does it say under the Asus?
Just that they're awesome, that they're good at
As the
stuff.
leader in
Not too
gaming
much.
solutions to develop an all-new performance gaming headset. This is interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how the games are going to work. I mean, it's going to be obviously they're being in the Quest or in the Meta store, but I wonder if in the libraries, like, you know, where you get all the game information, works with Quest 2, works with Quest 3. Is it going to also be like works with Xbox, works with Asus, works
I
like
think so. Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of like on Steam. It shows you what it works with. And maybe Meta is just trying to make this Horizon OS into like their version of Steam. And like there's a lot of games that have been limited by Quest 2. Like we are seeing a bit more Quest 3 exclusives, but most people still have a Quest 2 headset. And so a lot of games are being developed with the Quest 2 playability or like compatibility in mind. And that
backwards.
is limiting how much they can do with it. But now if Asus comes out with their own high performance headset that is, I wonder if it's going to be like, is it going to be like wired or not wired? Like, I think the reason why the Quest headset has had such a mass appeal is because it's so easy to get into. I don't know.
Is the
But
Rift
then-
store going to come back? Because like
I'm having such a hard time.
like PC,
Do we need
VR
these? Yeah. Do we need
versions of-
like a different headset for every single? I mean, I guess we have different laptops.
or like
for
different
every-
phones, you know, like you've got,
but like
you know,
they are more or less
Samsung and
the same. There's not that much of a difference between phones, to be honest. And I mean, like laptops, I guess I can see that they are able to perform different things. If you want to, like, you know, if you want to be a video editor or something, maybe if you want to use your Quest headset to edit videos and you want to get the Lenovo, I don't know. And if you want a hardcore game, you would get the Asus headset.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
So far,
but-
these are all kind of gamey companies.
But then what's
though,
the
you know?
difference between the Asus and the Xbox one?
I don't know. We don't know yet. Maybe it's just going to be the hardware, or maybe Xbox is going to have a deeper integration with the Gaming Pass stuff somehow. But I feel like you could.
mhm.
I don't think that Meta's going to be like, oh no, this only
Wait.
works the best on Xbox's head. They're not going to like
What
wall it
if-
off that way.
The Xbox headset only, like, instead of coming with Quest controllers, it only comes with Xbox controllers. And that's
Weird.
that's the
Well-
entire Xboxification.
I mean, at least it's got a controller. Like, I can't say about the Apple Vision Pro.
Gaming on Apple Vision Pro is not.
It's just not.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you can connect the controller to your Apple Vision Pro, which I have done, and I've used Steam Link recently to connect, like, to play my Steam games on Apple Vision Pro, and that's really fun. Did you know you can do that?
that's- I had a feeling. I wouldn't be surprised because I think I've seen other videos where people did it, and that's if I had an Apple Vision Pro, that's what I would do because that's it's such a
And-
high quality headset. I want to be able to play games on it too.
The
sometimes.
weird thing about it though is like not every game that is made for like for PC is that high quality. So some of these games, like, you know, when I played Hogwarts on it, it was like, whoa, this is all up in my face. This is cool. And then some games you play it on Apple Vision Pro and you're just like, this looks like garbage. No,
Why?
because it's just not like, like the art of it wasn't designed to be blown up to that proportion.
Oh, so
And
you're
when
seeing
it
like all the
gets blown up,
pixels
it's
and
all, yeah, it looks really not good.
that's a bummer. But
It's
I mean,
weird,
yeah, it
right?
wasn't meant for it, I guess. So that
Yeah,
kind of
it's
makes
weird.
sense.
Now we're like having to put games under a different microscope, like almost literally, but not literally.
But speaking of sort of opening up more when it comes to Meta, App Lab is going to be a lot more discoverable, and it actually has its own section in the Quest Store, which I'll show in a second. But basically, previously, App Lab titles were not easily discoverable on the main Quest store, so you either had to Google it and pray or go on something like SideQuest. But now they
Google it and
actually
pray. Is that like the actual instructions of how to use AppLab before?
that's
You
what
just
I
gotta
would
Google it and pray.
that's what I would tell to us. So like I don't know, because you would try to search for an App Lab game, and it just wouldn't show up. But even though App Lab was part of Quest's store, but not really. Anyway, so they do have a new App Lab section here on the Quest store. But it's like, oh man, look at this! Look at the quality of stuff we're already getting
Wait,
on
keep
the.
going. Scroll through it. Wait, I want to see what else can you scroll through. No, not there. Like the
Oh,
top.
the banner. Okay,
This-
that's nice. All right,
Okay.
that's a good one. Okay. Oh, the
Wait,
break-in's
that was
actually quite
pretty
good.
$20 on App Lab? Who do you
But
think
we've
has
got
money in
stuff
App Lab?
like that.
This is amazing. I actually am so entertained by this.
Gorilla
Oh my
Tag
gosh.
clones, Polar Bear
Wait, go
Gorilla
back.
Tag
Polar
clones.
Chase? Wait, go back to the other one before Polar Chase. This is hilarious. What is this?
So
It's
yeah,
like-
I mean, there's flip side. This is what part of the reason why I think Meta initially was they a little hesitant to make AbLab part of their store because they didn't want like a kind of a cesspool of. I don't. Not to
hilarious.
insult this game or anything. I don't know
It's so
anything about this
funny.
game. It could be
Can you
lovely.
scroll
but
down? I want to see what games are showing up.
These are more
Unlimited bowling.
curated. I feel like you know what I
You
mean. Like
think
these
so?
are the ones down here. Well, Dance Dash is that Dance Dash App Lab? I guess so. That's a pretty
Block
polished.
Wars is still in App Lab. That's
Look
shocking.
at this! It's not Gorilla Tag. It's Original Tag.
Cole's Runner 2.
Now we're starting to get a little unhinged.
Start
The
running.
farther
I
down
don't
you
think
scroll,
that this is. Wait, can you? I'm sorry. I just have to see. Can you press see all? I just need to see this. This is too funny. I
Browse
didn't
all.
know that this tab was available. I was so confused by how they were going to do this. When did they put this out?
I want to say maybe week before last, very recently, within the last month, after our last podcast at some point.
Oh my gosh, Project Sigma, which is an emoji.
It's like a scary Gorilla
Lab
Tag.
VR. This is so
Well, this-
entertaining.
Slightly unhinged. Let
Galactic
me test it though,
Galaxy.
because we have our Lives app that we've kind of been working on with volumetric stuff. Will it show up in App Lab search? Okay, we've got other stuff that's
Spatial.
project and spatial related. but
Project
let's
Pro.
see.
Look at that little. Oh my gosh. I'm.
Aha! So it does show up. Oh wait, you know what this is? What is this section? These are apps. So okay, so if you scroll down, there's like
Wait.
an App Lab section below the apps section, which is weird.
But your
So
app
we-
still showed up though in the app section.
That's true, along with Project Shadow. Well, didn't we see another one with the same thumbnail?
That is the Gorilla Tag thumbnail.
Yeah. Let me rant for just a second. So some of our videos that we have, basically you can use Project Spatial and Gorilla Tag right now. And when we're submitting our assets to the store, it couldn't be Gorilla Tag branded because that's another. They kept rejecting us because hey, you're showing Gorilla Tag video in your trailer. How did this? How does this get through? I don't understand. This is literally Gorilla Tag.
Well, that's why it's an app lab.
But we're in App Lab too. How come we got, hit with like you can't put this, we can't
Project
publish your
trash. This
assets.
I
don't
feel
know.
like I'm at like I don't know, like at a middle school or high school, and we're just going through like the student projects now.
But some of it's cute because there are I've met a couple of the Gorilla Tag kids now, and some of them are the ones that are developing like the Gorilla Tag clones. But it's kind of
That's
cute because
amazing.
like they're learning how to make video
Yeah,
games. So I don't want
yeah.
to diss them too much. It's like
That
everybody
wasn't a
starts
diss.
somewhere.
I was
No,
saying
me.
that word.
Not
Oh,
you.
okay. I was saying that like it's great. It feels like anyway, I agree with you. I think it's really sweet. And there was that stat that I think Upload posted that like 25% of teenagers have played VR now. Did you see that?
or like once a
article?
week or something like that. Yeah,
Something. Yeah, I'm not sure. But then I think I looked into it and they said they only had stats from like 30 people or something. I don't remember. I could be making that up. But
No, I
it's
saw it.
interesting because they're not just like playing it, but now you can clearly see on App Lab that they're also like really passionate. They're making stuff. They're excited. They're inspired. And I think
Yeah, but
that's promising for once we're old.
I mean, it's sort of like you know what, these some of these are like surprising app lab stuff, but
So it needs
yeah, it
VR.
is. It's kind of like Roblox, except why? Because like in Roblox, kids are making their own worlds within Roblox, but you can't
Mm,
do that in Quest unless you're doing like Horizon Worlds or something. So
that's
I feel like the
true.
Gorilla Tag clones are kind of the next thing, you know, for kids to be able to make. But that's impressive. Be able to get anything up on App Lab, like a game,
It's on
and
like
some
on
are
an
like,
official store looking thing is cool.
yeah, some are like
Yeah.
12, and I'm like, geez, that's actually pretty
Did you
cool.
know that Penguin Paradise, which launched onto the official store like about a couple months ago, was made by like a 14-year-old kid?
Is he 14 still, or
He's
like?
15 now or something. He's
Wow, I
definitely
did not know that.
he's definitely still very young, yeah, because
Oh my
Impact
god.
helped launch, Penguin Paradise, and his dad is the one who was talking to us. He's like, I don't know anything about VR, but my son made this game, and now apparently it's going to the official store, and I need
Oh
help.
my god. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I
And that
definitely.
game
Yeah,
is one of the top, like, most downloaded games.
it
It's
is.
constantly in the and it's a kid that's 15.
Anyone who
Crazy.
plays Gorilla Tag probably also plays Penguin Paradise. That's how big it is right now. But yeah, it's. I feel
Isn't
old,
that crazy?
and what have
Man,
I
I'm
done with
like,
my life?
I hope I have when I have kids, that my 14-year-old child also makes a multi-million dollar game.
You'll have to do the Asian thing. Like instead of making him play piano, you have to make him develop video games.
I know. I would be the coolest mom ever, though. I would be like, kid, you are playing VR with me, and you must learn how to develop video games so I could play them.
And make them good.
I'm not
Do
like
it
a
again.
regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
We all hope would be cool moms. Nobody's ever a cool mom to their kids, though, I think.
No, definitely not.
So that's good. It looks like Meta seems to be, like I said,
Opening up.
opening up a few features. Their Horizon OS and the App Lab is now a lot more searchable and friendly. So I apologize that a lot of the news this week is all Meta stuff. It's just been bombarded with Meta all this week or all this
Say
month,
that three
actually.
times fast.
Meta. That was the Japanese commercial they did, right? Did you ever see that one? Where
Oh
it's like
no,
there were anime girls and her. Anyway, I'll just show it to you. It's a
anime
weird
girl.
commercial. Yeah, they tried to have like it was an anime styled commercial they did for Horizon Worlds where they would flip back and forth
Mm.
between anime and then the Horizon avatars, which it wasn't
What
it
is? What
wasn't
are you
good.
talking about? Like, this sounds so interesting.
I don't. It's like it takes me. I can't find it right now because I was trying to find it earlier for something else. I don't know if they got rid of it, but if I find
Yeah.
it again, I will share it to you. I'll
Okay.
post a link to
Okay.
it. But another meta related thing, of course, is travel mode released for the Quest. And so this is something that I personally I haven't used my Quest in an airplane yet, but if you have in the past, the UI won't stay where like because you're traveling, it just no UI for you. But now
No
there's a
UI
travel
for
mode
you.
that you can that you can hook onto to keep things anchored in place, ideally. So I think that's pretty cool. I kind of wish I brought my headset with me now, but supposedly if the headset detects that you're on that airplane's Wi-Fi, it'll kind of automatically suggest that you switch over to travel mode. Right now, it's in the experimental features section if you're looking for it. But then once enabled, kind of let me go back here. It kind of shows up in the come on here. There we go. In the like that main settings section for you to enable and disable. So that's cool.
You know, when you said that there was a travel mode, I mean, I didn't click. Okay, look, Adam put together the show notes today, like she always does every week. And
Month.
I am so tired that I did not click through them. But when I saw this travel mode, I thought you meant how they're partnering with
Oh, the
Lufthansa.
airline. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Dutch airline.
I thought that's what you had.
Don't die.
Oh my gosh. Hang on.
But yeah, this I mean, it makes I think those both announcements came out relatively the same time, which makes sense since um again, somehow if you're detected to the airplane's Wi-Fi, it'll know it's an airplane Wi-Fi, so it'll, like I said, suggest you turn that mode on. So it makes sense. I wonder if we're going to be seeing more people in quests in airplanes now just because of that. But anyway.
Well, okay. So wait, let's see. I'm trying to read this article. Hang on.
I guess right now it's currently optimized for use on airplanes, but eventually they plan on adding support for other modes of transportation, like trains in the future. Which I'm a pretty dumb person, so I don't know how much it's different in terms of the tech, other than obviously the speed and the altitude. So maybe it's a lot different. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a developer.
Okay. So I think the whole Quest 3 Lufthansa thing is that like if you're in business class on the Lufthansa flight, that they'll give you a Quest 3 to use while on flight.
What? That is cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you did. Okay, wait. I just found, I mean, look, this is my very reliable source that I'm going to share right now.
Wow.
My very reliable Reddit source. I can't find an official source for this, but like, I'm not sure the exact details, but I know they're partnering with business class. But it's interesting. I feel like that is in line with what you just shared. So, okay, I did see, I didn't watch the video, but Disco VR, Tatiana. Oh. One of those works. I did see that she made a YouTube video talking about it, but I just haven't seen it yet about this. And I think the title of her video on YouTube is something along the lines of like, oh, will this like make VR more accessible to everybody, or will it just like further divide us from like the wealthy getting access to things that like other people can't, or something like that? But I mean, about having this only be available to business class.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like in some cases, business class isn't even worth the price. Like, other than maybe boarding first and getting a little bit of extra leg room. It depends on the airline. I haven't flown. I think I've only flown with I forget how to pronounce it. That airline once when I was going to Europe. But I don't know. I mean, you're paying extra for that luxury, you know? You don't, and it's an extra. Like, you don't need it. So I guess if they're withholding things like meals, like I don't like when airlines do that. Like you have a 14-hour flight and you have to pay extra if you're in economy for food. It's like, that's 14 hours without food and I have to pay extra to live.
I think that's illegal. I actually don't think that that's true, but
I don't know. The airline I was on, like, I guess I don't remember if I pre-bought the meals, but they were looking at, you know, your seat and some people didn't get food. And I was like, holy shit.
Wait, to Europe?
Yeah, it was because it was a one-way. I was lucky is depending on who you're talking to, but I was lucky enough to get a non-stop from LAX to Barcelona, which is like 12 hours one way, 13, 14 back. But still, that's a long time to not eat. Like, I'm pretty sure they at least gave them, the drink cart came and they were able to get drinks, but they didn't get meals. They were just kind of skipped over.
That's great. What airline did you fly with?
It was Iberian, but it was Level. It was one of those where it's like, I bought the tickets through this company, but you're actually flying with one of their carriers, like Level. I don't know. Level. It's just, but yeah.
Okay. So I think if you're flying within the US, business class isn't really worth it because it's not that big, like different. But if you're flying overseas, being able to like lay all the way back, like completely flat, and then you get like your own blanket and your pillow, and like,
I kind of want to do that next time. Actually,
you have so much room. Actually, okay, so I upgraded when I flew to the Philippines in March. I upgraded my flight to business class. I was like, this is a long ass flight. I mean, it was really expensive, but I had a lot of points, so it was more doable, I suppose. But I used my Apple Vision Pro on it. I have footage. I should post it at some point, but I had footage of me. I was going to make a video about using Apple Vision Pro in business class, like on a plane, because I was like, oh, that would be
Oh.
like, right? It's so
Fancy.
extravagant. Yeah, right. It's so extravagant.
Did you have
over the
steak too while you were at
no,
it?
no, I don't eat meat.
Oh. Very fancy. What is it? The fake meat steak? I don't
So
remember the
I was
brand.
just like, oh, this is gonna be such a great video idea. Oh my gosh, Adam. And then guess what? I get on this flight and I realize that I like didn't download all the stuff that I like should have been downloading. So like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch like all these movies. And then
Ah,
I thought,
shit.
I don't know what I was saying. I'm just dumb. So then I didn't. I got this like business class flight to use my Apple Vision Pro, but I was not able to do anything on my Apple Vision Pro because you were supposed to download it first. And I was like, this is so
You
annoying.
couldn't like use the plane's Wi-Fi to download anything? Or?
No,
Oh no, that sucks.
it was, yeah. And I was like, well, shoot. And then like everyone was, oh my God, it was so embarrassing. I was on this flight and everyone just like, oh my God, look, she's using Apple Vision Pro. That's so cool. Like she's doing
gotta
so
pretend
much
you're-
in it. And I just had to pretend I was doing something. I was like, oh my God, she's like, I'm
Wow.
doing so much stuff. I can't make it look like I'm not doing
This is the
anything.
future.
So I literally, I was like just like scrolling
Oh.
around the apps that I had that was like completely unusable. I mean, obviously apps that I've downloaded were usable, but I thought I was gonna be watching like 3D movies. I was like, oh, I'm ready to kick back,
Oh,
put my feet up,
shit.
and no, and then I tried, and then I downloaded stuff so that for the flight back I could use it. I don't
Good,
know. I
good.
guess I didn't download. I don't know. I was so dumb. It didn't work. I didn't download it right or something because it was like, maybe I just pressed save. I don't know, Adam, but it was a complete and utter fail.
Sad.
And it was like, so anyway, I have all this footage of me doing
nothing.
absolutely a bunch of effing nothing on the Apple Vision Pro on this flight. Thank you.
My heart hurts for you.
I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm gonna make this video, and it's expensible, and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, here we go. But I did capture Ray-Ban Meta footage. So that was cool. I should probably post that somewhere, and then you can see. Anyway, we're so off topic. It's not even funny. But anyway, is giving Quest 3s to like? Can you imagine? I'm kind of entertained by the fact that like if this was real and they're giving like Quest 3s to business class people on like Lufthansa flight or something, I mean, I don't see the business class people being the people that would be using VR headsets in general.
Would they even know how to use it? Because it's not like something you can, like a tablet where you could just be like, here, anyone, and you could figure it out. I feel like there needs to be, like the flight attendants would then have to kind of hold them through the if they even know how to use the Quest. It's just like, here's a device that we partnered with. I don't know how to use it. Hopefully you can figure it out if you want it, I guess.
This is exactly my point. I would love to be a fly on the wall for that first flight that they do this. Like, oh my gosh, can you imagine the craziness? Like, okay, just picture it. You're gonna be like sitting there, or like, not us, but business class people like, you're gonna sit down and they're like, here's your champagne, wine, water headset. And they're gonna be like, what? And they're like, here's your headset. And they're like, what is this? I don't even like.
Not to mention then that you would need
cake.
Like you would need the travel mode on, but you got to know how to get to travel mode, which is under the experimental settings, which under the millions of other settings on a Quest. Like, how do they expect a normal person to know how to do this?
I imagine that they would probably just have a different OS, or like a more like a smaller, like not the full entire, like it'd be a curated one.
Just a movie maybe on there. But I was gonna ask you, like, do you know if this is happening now? But that's right, you just saw it on a Reddit post, so I don't know. Like, when they were planning on like actually starting this thing. But anyway. Enough meta.
No, I found it in another article.
Oh, you did?
It's real. Yeah, it's just not just on Reddit. There is another, it's a future travel experience website, and they'll introduce it. Oh,
okay.
Did I share this? Or you found it?
No, that's your screen. I'm looking at your screen, woman.
Am I sharing my screen?
You did at one point, and then you weren't.
Oh, crap. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
We're doing great.
Well, you're very professional. It says Lufthansa and Meta will outfit selected flights for customers of the new Lufthansa Allegris business class suite with a variety of custom, dedicated MR content. Oh, okay.
Selected
So
flights. It's like a pop-up event on a plane almost.
I don't
Like
know, but it's dedicated MR content. Because that was the other thing I was gonna say. Oh my god, if it's like if you were using like a VR headset on a plane, but you have it like or on a train actually more not on a plane like on a train, but you're using like full VR and not using MR. I'm like that is dangerous. You're gonna get your stuff stolen.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But
So,
that's interesting. Hopefully I get to be on one of those flights. I don't know. Pay for
but
my travel.
I know, right? Lufthansa, hello. You know what? I think okay, I'm gonna just make this pitch to Meta. Hey, because they obviously watch our podcast. And say like what you guys when you do this partnership, just make sure that there's always one person on this like on this flight. Just pick each of the creators, just put us on a flight and we will help all of those business class people. Like trust, and we would be so entertained by this.
I feel like this is gonna be like the taco. I don't know if you heard about the Taco Bell hotel thing or anything that's like that, where it's like, oh, you can rent out a Taco Bell themed hotel room, but really, when you apply, the only people they're accepting are like influencers. You know what I mean? Like it makes it seem like anybody could maybe one or two might be random people, but the rest of them are suspiciously like media and influencers, and it's like okay, so it's more of a publicity thing. So the fact that they said this was on
Mhm.
specific flights makes me think that maybe they're gonna do some sort of like marketing
Mhm.
specific thing for it versus like anybody random person here's a headset, or maybe they might but it's going to be filmed. It's like we're handing out headsets to these people on flights to see what their reaction is, and you're going to see happy people pretending like they know what they're doing, smiling in the headset. Like I'm already predicting it. I can see it. I called it a month later or whenever
My
this comes out.
my dream would be if all those people came off the plane, they're like, "Oh my god, we definitely need one of these." I mean, if they're in business class, they can obviously afford it.
That's true.
And
That's
that's
true.
probably that's the marketing ploy.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm placing my bets, and we'll see what happens. But I did want to touch on games. There was something else meta related, but I think we've all kind of meted out at this point. Da, da, da. Sorry, it's a decent list. It's quite hefty, so I'll try to go through it relatively quickly. But let me know if you have thoughts.
Okay.
The
Okay,
first
speed
one,
run.
yeah, yeah. This first one, I'm sorry that the trailer is not going to be very exciting, but this is Alien Rogue Incursion, which I am actually kind of excited for because I love I love xenomorphs in the Alien universe. This is going to be a single player game by Survios, the studio behind Raw Data, Sprint Vector, Creed, and it's confirmed for PSVR 2 and PCVR, and of course speculated to be on the Quest 3. Oh, no, it's going. It's going. This is the trailer, everybody. So
That'll be $80,000, please.
so I hope it's good because I love the Alien universe, but this is scheduled for holiday season of 2024, likely early December. Please
This
be good.
year?
Yes, it's 2020. I'm like, what year is this again?
I'm like, dang, they need to show us more than that. Jeez, it's this year. Come on.
Yeah,
Give us
so
more.
we got a nice logo that you could see in all their other marketing stuff, but that's okay. And maybe they're hard at work on the game, so they don't have a lot of time for a better trailer. I won't be too harsh on them, but do good, Servios. The next one is Batman: Arkham Shadow. This one we've got a little bit more action in, at least. Oh my goodness, really. All of them I don't think necessarily have they're too word heavy, but you can go watch them for dialogue if you want later. This one has a new storyline set in the already established Arkham universe. Of course, takes place in Gotham City, where you'll play as Batman, most likely. With the rats, it hints that we might see Ratcatcher, I think, in this particular one, which will be interesting. And this game is also developed by the same creators of Iron Man VR. So my hopes are pretty high for this because Iron Man VR, while I didn't try it personally myself, it had a lot of really good reception. People loved it. When it came out for its time, it was very good. So excellent. It's a collaboration between those creators, of course, and Meta and Oculus Studios. The thing about this
Okay.
one is it's gonna go, yeah.
I'm gonna say I do not spend all my time on Reddit, I promise, but I get sent Reddit posts frequently. And there's a post that said, "What's with all this hate on Batman Arkham Shadow trailer? 4-to-1
Oh,
dislike to like ratio and tons of negative comments. People mostly commenting that VR is a
the
gimmick, expensive,
VR.
looks bad. Yeah, people
A lot of
are
that.
so
Just pissed.
all the flatties are so pissed.
The flatties. Oh my god, I want to start collecting that from now on. That is awesome. Ah, you flatties.
We're gonna get in so much trouble. Yeah, they're so mad, but like without saying anything about absolutely anything, VR definitely has its place in the gaming industry. And as we get better and better, I'm trying so hard to be cautious. As we get better and better titles like Batman, hopefully, I've never played it, but I'm assuming. Um, I think it'll be like I think it'll be more apparent why gaming and VR is just
Gonna
better.
stay.
It's so much better. Like, but I get it. Like everyone that's like, oh, it's still a gimmick. I mean, in the beginning, a lot of the games were not this. We got into MR, which was cool, but obviously that's still not really like the really in-depth games that gamers are used to. But MR was good because it introduced VR to more people, or like had that coolness factor. It looked a little bit cooler. People were like, oh, what's going on?
Mhm.
But I'm ready. I'm ready for this next era of VR games. So we went from like tech demos to like MR stuff, and now I'm ready for the next evolution of when we're getting really hard hitting titles. And I don't know, maybe this Asus headset that's coming out will allow these
We'll
things to
see.
happen.
You know what's interesting is Blair mentioned in chat that he thinks that VR people are also downvoting it, and I think,
VR people?
well, I think it might be the case only because this game is listed as it's going to be an exclusive for Quest 3, so it's not going to work with Quest
Oh.
2. You know, not PC VR, no PSVR 2. So PC or even Quest 2 people are pissed. PC VR people are pissed. Everyone's pissed.
Well, okay, but like Asgard's Wrath 2 is
No,
on Quest.
Quest, but you can play it on 2 and 3. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not on Rift, which made people mad because it was,
I see. Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah. I
PC
get it.
VR
Okay.
title. But then I feel like people got over it, because there was a big enough gap of time between the Rift and the Quest 2 where Quest 2 was able to develop its own camp. And so Quest 2 people are like, as long as I can also play this game on my
Mhm.
older meta headset, I'll be okay. And that's
Blair
what seems like
said,
it
yeah,
happened.
and you played that lately. Ooh, called out. Ouch, Blair.
But yeah, that's scheduled to release late 2024, late this year, probably also around holiday season.
I
So
don't
look
like
forward
that
to
it's
that,
an
hopefully.
exclusive.
Yeah, I wonder why. Is it a hardware thing or just a weird deal, like where they're trying to
It's
sell more
probably a
Quest
deal.
3s?
I think it's probably a deal thing, if I had to guess.
But on something kind of happier, hopefully. I don't know if you've ever played Peridot, the Niantic mobile game by the people that did Pokemon Go. Basically, the TLDR of Peridot is you breed and raise these cute little dots, and you can
Hmm.
kind of, when you breed them, you could share traits, like physical traits, so you can make yours like the most prettiest, I guess, as long as you breed them with the right ones that you want of different colors. Anyway, they released Hello Dot, which is a mixed reality. I wouldn't call it a game. It's more like an experiment test right now that's free on the Quest.
You've tried
But
this?
yes, this is me actually
It's
trying it. This is me
out?
drowning
Oh,
my dot in paint because you can. And what's cool about this is it actually uses that hand occluding technology. So I wasn't very slow with it because things are cute and exciting. But if you can notice, like when I'm holding the dot, let me see if I can find it. Is he drowning in paint? I don't know why it seems so violent, but your hand actually properly goes behind the virtual object with this one. I mean, they do still have the outline of the hands, but it can kind of tell, it can guesstimate properly whether your hands are behind this thing or in front of it. So
That's cool.
it's hard. It's a hard thing to describe when you're not looking at it, though. Like if you're placing a virtual object in your room, say like behind a couch, and you were to duck behind the couch, the virtual object would look like it's going through it because it doesn't know a couch is there. But with the new
Cool. It even has shadows that cast onto your like.
yeah, it's still a little buggy, but I think I can't speak for them, but it seems like maybe they might add more of the mobile app features into a VR version of it or vice versa, which would be really cool and pretty addicting because we haven't had really any good virtual pet games. And I feel like mixed reality is perfect for virtual pet type stuff. So we'll see. I'm really hopeful. But it's
This
free.
is cool.
So it's a really quick little thing if you just want to try it out and appreciate the
so
good shadows.
you see how you're like petting this and it's like, oh my gosh, how exciting. Remember that little globe I told you in Apple Vision Pro that I have with the little like the little pet in it, and you just like pet it. It looks basically like this, and then it like does like a little twirl inside the globe when you pet it. And it's unnecessary, but it's those little things of like, oh my gosh, like those like little pieces like dopamine. It's so silly. It's like, yeah, but it's the dopamine hits that get you going.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's Hello Dot, which is a free little experience on the Quest. Mixed reality stuff. Give it a shot. And actually, I won't go into this too much, but interestingly, for the mobile version, they're planning on adding, or they have added already. I just saw this recently, so I didn't get into it too much. But the Llama AI to the dots, so that they'll be able to. Oh my God, this is so loud. Sorry. They'll be able to react to the environment and remember things better. But I find that's interesting. Like adding AI to virtual pets, like that's pretty cool. I don't know. So I know it's not VR related, but it's kind of was related to Peridot and Dots. And maybe if it comes over to the VR version, they may or may not be working on. That's pretty cool. So I'm like,
oh my gosh, that's
cute.
loud. Wait,
it's or are you? Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Oh shoot, it's loud. The Niantic team is using Meta Llama to generate reactions in real time in Peridot, transforming their adorable creatures into responsive AR pets that exhibit smart behaviors and the unpredictable nature of real time. It's interesting that they're working with Niantic Labs. That makes so much sense. But I was like, literally, when you were showing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks like Pokemon.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, Niantic, they're the people behind Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they would do sort of like an offshoot. And I tried Peridot for a while, and it was cute. The only thing is you need to buy like nests in order to breed them, and those can be hard to come across. So like once you can grow your little dot from a baby to like teenager to adult or whatever, and then you just breed them, and that's kind of it. Like so that loop, unless you can breed them frequently to get like the prettiest looks that you want, like you'd have to buy more nests, and I'm not going to buy stuff on a mobile app, which actually in the beginning you had the only way to get nests was to buy them, which is why I think that they didn't do so well, but it's gotten better. I'd give it a shot again if you can.
Do you remember Neopets? Neopets was so popular.
Hell yes. I learned HTML from Neopets, okay? That was an educational like game. Because all your Neopets had web pages you could make for them. Yeah,
crazy.
So that's how
you
I
had
learned
web pages for your
HTML.
too. That's so crazy. And you got to paint them in different colors, and like pets, virtual pets, and like Tamagotchi were so popular. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we don't have like a good VR pets situation.
They're only like demos, or even Neko Atsume, which is still too mobile-y for VR in my opinion. Like it could be much more interactive and take advantage of the fact that you're in VR. But anyway, separate rant. I could go on a whole virtual pet thing for days. Next one. This since we're on the kind of animals, this is kind of stupid, but I kind of like this one. This one is Rival Stars Horse Racing VR edition. But it looks hella cute. Like, I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously the main point of it is horse racing and breeding, but you also got to take care of them and feed them and stuff. This is sort of like Barbie Horse Adventure for adults.
Oh my gosh, this looks
I
like
need this.
Something.
I need this game in my life. So I wanted to highlight this one because it made me really happy when I saw this one. Like unreasonably happy. What else do I have about this one? It's there is I guess it's based off a mobile game that they're moving into VR. I'm going to play this again one more time. You can breed, train, race horses. Set to release also quarter 4 of this year sometime, but it'll be out for MetaQuest and Steam. But yeah, there's each horse is going to have unique traits and genetics that you can breed.
That's kind of
So
cool,
I love
actually.
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
That's kind of cool. Then you can race them. I get it.
I'm a sucker.
I get it. I mean, you know what? Like I mean, not all, but like a lot of little girls want ponies. So, and now you can have your own.
I'm happy. That made me happy. Okay, then the next one is I don't have
I've literally not seen anyone talk about that except for you. You would
that
find it.
stuff I find on Twitter, and then again made me super happy. But got to give a shout out to Walkabout, of course, with their I don't even know how many DLCs they have at this point. But
Walkabout is I mean, they've just really found like they're the prime example of find something that works and double, triple, quadruple, and keep going until infinity oople.
Yes. They've done so good. This is another one that I'm excited about. I love all, excuse me, big burp there. I love all their DLCs, but this one's going to be an Elvis inspired one called Viva Las Elvis. It's going to feature
so
18 easy and 18 hard mode holes inspired by Elvis's songs and films and Elvis themed lost balls, a putter, which I'm guessing the putter probably is going to be a microphone. I don't know for sure, but that would be my guess. Themed costumes and stuff. This one's planned for early release in 2025. But along with this one, they have other, not sponsored, I'm trying to think of, like licensed, other licensed packs that they're planning on coming up with. Avatar packs, including, of course, Elvis, but also Exploding Kittens, Jim Henson's Dark Crystal, and Fraggle Rock. So we're going to start see more IPs.
Kittens?
Exploding Kittens, yeah, the
no, I know what Exploding Kittens is. You know, okay, funny story. My husband and I, early on, we played a game of Exploding Kittens with friends, and it was like our third time hanging out or something. And he was ruthless against me. Ruthless. I lost after the first like go around because of him. And I was like, I am done with you. I never want to talk to you again. How could you? I thought you were trying to court me and you just demolished me.
Sign.
Anyway, so that's my I'm the kitten and I was exploded.
But it worked, I guess, right?
Oh my gosh, I was like crying. I was so mad.
Well, something hopefully more happier. This one's going to be for you because you have the fancy Apple Vision Pro, and I'm kind of jealous about this one. But this is Marvel's
I live
What
close
If.
to you now, so
That's true. That is true. Well, sort of.
I have a spare bedroom.
It might be worth it.
You can do an episode from here.
But this is What If, an immersive story. This is specifically for Apple Vision Pro. It's going to be releasing in a couple days, actually, on May 30th. It's going to be, the 30th. So hurry up and get it when you get it. And actually get it quickly because they said it's going to be available as a free app download for a limited time, although they don't say when the end of that limited time is. But it's an hour-long narrative journey. You get to meet, you get to run across Thanos, Hela, the Collector, Red Guardian, and you're guided by Wong. And it seems like it sort of transitions you between mixed reality and virtual reality environments.
An immersive story.
It looks cool. It looks like because you get to do hand tracking to do the the portal thing. I don't know. I'm really bad about all the proper terms for this, but I will say it does look cool. Like.
Dang, this looks cool. I really am a fan of the angle that this is taking for Apple Vision Pro. Can you scroll down? How many views did this get?
161,000-ish.
And this only posted 7 hours ago. How are you finding things so fast?
I'm on Twitter a lot. Maybe it's a problem. So cool. I don't know. But then you get available at the low cost of $3,500.
Exclusively at Apple Vision Pro. I guess they don't want people to play it.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that. See, you can never be happy. It's either like, why is it a Quest exclusive? Why is it an Apple Vision Pro exclusive? Why is it not? Why is it in VR and it's not flat? Like, you're never gonna make everybody happy.
I need to start a business of like, hey, you can rent my Apple Vision Pro for an hour.
What's his name?
Just try this one experience.
Sebastian from Mixed Reality TV. Yeah. He has that. Try My Tech.
Are you still doing it?
No. But I feel bad. I feel like I could have helped, market it more and be like, hey, I'm doing this. But I wasn't also very inspired to want to do it. It's more like if you happen to want to try the stuff that I listed, then cool. If not, also cool. Like, I don't really care. It maybe sounds mean. I do want people to buy the tech, and be adopted, but it's also taking time out of my time, even though they are paying you. But, I don't know. I hope that he's still doing well with that. But yeah, I think those were all of the upcoming game release stuff that I had.
I will say, I like the angle that this is taking for Apple Vision Pro, because like I said, when you were asking me like, oh, what do you even do on it still, and I was like, well, I like watch stuff on it a lot, and it is very difficult to game on the Apple Vision Pro, and I've been trying different games on it. Actually, one that I really like on it is Super Fruit Ninja.
Ninja is good on anything, it seems like.
Well, on Apple Vision Pro, you have to do like hand signs, like you go like this to like power up if you get a certain fruit.
Yeah.
You go like this, and then it turns your hands into lightning bolts, and you just like start pointing at the different fruits, and they all like get frozen in like space. So I don't know, it's like anti-gravity or something with like the lightning bolts, and then as soon as like your lightning power ends, which is really, really fast, they'll like explode simultaneously.
Oh, like, that's cool.
It's actually quite cool. But the one thing, it was so like during the tutorial, they said, make sure when you slice your fruits, slice very like, slowly. And I was like, I thought I was a ninja. Why am I a slow ninja? Yeah, I'm like, why you want to slow my roll?
But because it won't track if you go too fast.
And and it took me a little bit to figure that out. So like, I did man, that's a really cool. Fruit Ninja makes me feel on Super Fruit Ninja on Apple Vision Pro makes me feel a tiny bit like Naruto.
A slower Naruto. Yeah, Naruto's slow cousin.
Yeah, like a Snorlax version of Naruto. So anyway, the point being that like gaming on Apple Vision Pro is it's so limited. And so a lot of people are using it for consuming content. And so I think that this Marvel's immersive story is like such a smart move. And if they can, because there are like animated experience or immersive experiences on the Quest 3, for example, like Astra came out, but it's just not as popular as gaming on the MetaQuest headsets. But the Apple Vision Pro is not as popular for gaming, but is very popular for consuming content. So it's just such a good
everybody knows Apple, so I'm sure Apple will reach out to Disney. I mean, they already seem to have a pretty good partnership, but that's like they already know the big players, all the popular companies. So it's going to be that much easier for them. But I don't know. Yeah, I am sort of jealous about this one. This one seems like it'll be fun. It is only an hour long, but Apple Vision Pro is still new. I mean, 2017 PC VR headsets, we had what we thought at the time was amazing 1 hour experiences. And now we're going to look back on them and we're like, oh my God, everything's just chunky and weird. And like the controls aren't really like quite right. It's not really, it's kind of sixed off for 3.5. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see how it expands. Because are they going to be leaning more into, maybe it's more, not really games, but interactive experiences, Yeah.
And consumable content. You know what they should do after like, if there's like a really popular TV series, they should just make like interactive experiences with them. Because like, after you like, for example, imagine like, with Harry Potter, once that came out and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, I just want to experience Harry Potter. If they had come out with like an interactive experience of you like going through like your first day or something, and it would be cool. Or
like Fallout, the show. I know that they have the games, of course, but if they had some kind of Fallout TV specific, Fallout show specific thing, I don't know, maybe you're walking through the main town where the ghoul and the girl and meet each other. I don't know, and they interact somehow.
Is it good? Should I watch it?
Yes. Have you played the games? I don't know.
I've only played Fallout on my car.
On your car? Like Shelter? Fallout Shelter?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to
Around.
say. I don't know if I've gotten many perspectives of people who haven't played the games if they like it, but I would be interested in seeing it
Okay.
because I don't think you necessarily need to know the lore or anything to watch it. But if you love, post-apocalyptic and stuff, and I think the
Is it
story is also
scary?
quite good. No, graphic, yes, but not scary. No tension. But there are parts where it's like gore. So it depends on
So
what you
don't watch on my Apple Vision Pro is what you're telling me.
do. You not like gore? I mean, not like it. That's a
No,
word choice.
no, no, I do not. Oh,
Then maybe not, because yeah, I guess then it'll be kind of up in front. Um, but you'll be fine. Again, it's not scary in there's no like dread or weird tension moments where the music's going "Ding," and you're waiting for the scary thing to pop up at you. There's none
everything
of
scares
that.
me though.
It's just action gore.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked it though. If you end up watching it, let me know how you like it because I'm very curious from someone who hasn't played the games if they also
Yeah.
would like it.
I had one thing I wanted to share.
Yes, do it.
So, we're heading into the summer months, and typically the summer months is when VR is like quite slow. I mean, usually it's like from the beginning of the year through the summer, it's slow, and then once fall hits, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, VR!" All the VR stuff happens, and I'm wondering if there's when it's gonna change and when we won't have that like drop off. But Flat to VR made a tweet that said, "Do you play as much VR during the summer?" And more than 50% of people, here, I can share me.
Okay, I was like, I could try to find it.
Oops, that's the wrong one. More than, sorry.
and the source is gone. Now I'm
I
big and
am-
it feels awkward. So everyone
I'm
stop looking at
almost
me.
there.
It's okay.
Okay. It says over 1,000 votes, and it's like what is this? I can't count right now. 70%?
46
70%
or I see. Okay.
of people say that they do play as much VR during the summer, and then other people, um, the remaining people don't play as much VR in the summer. But
Interesting. I mean, we have AC, but it sort of doesn't really work very well or all the time, and stuff's breaking with it. But I still play during the summer. It's definitely, I think, shorter bursts because it's just like okay, it depends on what you count as play. Because I do Supernatural. I play Supernatural, 5 to 6 days a week. But that's my exercise.
do?
Yes.
Are you doing other exercises?
I'll do weightlifting sometimes, but that's like in the garage and I have to go outside. It's a whole it's so far. But I will mix as far as cardio goes, Supernatural is my only form of cardio. And
Have
so
you
yes,
tried
then
Zumba class in FitXR?
no. But I don't know. Some of the dancey like the ones that are like more dancey, I just feel awkward. Like I do remember I tried one of their dance workouts before, not Zumba, but it made me sweat,
dance
but I
one
also
is
felt very
weird.
stupid.
The dance ones are weird, but the Zumba one, depending on the instructor you use, it can be fun.
Okay, I'll have to give that a shot again. But
And
yeah,
then the HIIT
Supernatural's been my
workouts in
jam.
FitXR will like kill you.
Oh yeah, those were good. I do remember those. Like I don't want to say I liked them because it was painful, but I knew it was good for me.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly fun. I wasn't, yeah. I was just doing it to get it over with, but
But at least they incorporate legs too. Like I hate when I feel like if you're a fitness game, you've got to incorporate squats and lunges somehow. So that's good. But yeah. So in that case, I'm in headset a lot, but just for funsies, I do probably play games less unless there's a title that I'm really really like. It just came out and I have to cover it or something. I don't know.
yeah. But it was interesting. So we'll see. Maybe there's more stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be the time when summer is just not going to slow down as much. But
maybe we'll see. But that's all I had. I don't know. Those were all my notes.
We are. Most people in the chat joined after we said the beginning of our podcast. So I will repeat what we said. We were like, we're not trying to grow. We're just trying to exist.
That's fair. We're very inconsistent, but we're here. So
And we make it sometimes.
yeah.
So and we contribute our piece to the VR space. Thank you.
One step at a time. Oh, actually,
Oh,
speaking
crap,
of
yeah.
that though,
Speaking of it, yeah.
well, next month, like we mentioned earlier, AWE, but that our panel's literally on the same day as our podcast. Not the same time, but we'll be
Busy.
kind of out of town. Yeah, like I technically live like 20 minutes from the convention center, but you're a bit farther.
This isn't next week.
Next month. Next
Oh my gosh.
next episode. Sorry.
Okay.
Our next episode, which would normally be the third Wednesday of every month, but the third Wednesday of next month happens to be AWE. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you. Bad words.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll have to probably either do it before or after, in terms of like the week before or the week after. We'll need to figure it out.
We'll just change our Twitter bio to once a month at some point.
Adam, once a month at some point, if you're lucky. Wait, Blair just said, interview me sometime. Break your ladies only rule. Blair, if you wear a wig.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. I did the what was it? Really stupid pun. Not pun. Mention of lo-fi last podcast. So I feel like we need to be thrown a bone here. It's
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you again next month at some time.
at some point.
We're
great at this.
All right. Well, thanks everybody, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.